Let me guess. No matter who you are or where you're from, you clicked on this video because you've been grinding, putting in the effort, and yet nothing seems to work. I know the feeling. It's frustrating. You see other people winning, making it look effortless, while you're stuck wondering, what am I missing? But here's the thing. Those people, they weren't born with a secret shortcut. They struggled too. They had doubts. The difference? They found a better way. And so can we. I know it's hard to believe. If hard work alone guaranteed success, we'd all be millionaires by now, right? The truth is, it's not just about working harder. It's about working smarter. And that starts with choosing the right path. Because let's be real, the world keeps feeding us the same advice. Just have more discipline. But is that really the answer? Here's a quote from a podcast on discipline that sums it up perfectly.
I don't care how good you are in anything, you don't have discipline, you ain't nobody.
Right.
You're nothing without discipline. Because you give up under the slightest struggle without discipline.
100%.
Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
If you are able to get up every morning, have no passion, no drive, no motivation, no shit, and still get up with that kind of fire, you will be successful in life. I guarantee you that.
What was that?
Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it.
But there's a problem with that. Our brains are wired to take the easy way out. What if there was a way to get results with less effort? Think of your brain like that friend who orders takeout instead of cooking dinner because it's easier. It's wired to go for the quickest reward with the least amount of effort. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. It's in our DNA. It makes sense, right? It fits with our natural inclinations. We're built to seek the path of least resistance, but the trick is finding a way to work with this instinct and still achieve great results. We often avoid difficult tasks because we believe we should conserve energy for our future selves. We don't want to be exhausted when we need that energy later. Let me give you the perfect example. Imagine you're running a marathon but start at full speed, sprinting like Usain Bolt in a 100-meter race. At first, you may get ahead of your competitors, but before long, you'll run out of energy. Meanwhile, those who paced themselves will eventually pass you because they conserved their energy. In the end, you won't be able to keep up, and they'll win, not because they were faster, but because they valued their future selves more than you did. When I say future self, I'm not talking about 5 or 10 years from now. I mean the version of you in an hour or two. The real winners are those who make choices that benefit their future selves in the near term, not just in the distant future. This is why discipline alone isn't enough. You need self-love for your future self. Many people misunderstand self-love. It's not about indulging in comfort, but about setting yourself up for success. Think about it. How do you feel when you come home after a long day to an unmade bed? You wish it were made, right? But in that moment, you're forced to deal with the mess you left behind. Life works the same way. Small habits, like making your bed, reflect how you handle everything else. The same applies to exercise or studying. Today, you might not feel like going to the gym or opening a book, but your future self will crave a stronger body and a sharper mind. That's why you should respect and care for your future self, not just your present self. You're not doing these things because you're forced to. You're doing them because you love yourself. Not just the you of today, but the you of tomorrow. Now, let me give you an extreme example to show you how to build unshakable self-love, the kind that allows you to achieve anything in life without a doubt. Imagine you have work tomorrow, but tonight you go out with friends and have a lot to drink. By the time you get home, the sun is almost rising. Exhausted, you decide to take a short nap because there's no way you can function on this energy. But when you wake up, the entire day has slipped away. It's already evening. Regret hits you hard. You realize you drained all your energy the night before, leaving yourself powerless to make the most of today. So, how do you prevent this kind of regret and live your best life? The answer is self-love, the real kind. True self-love isn't about indulging in every momentary pleasure. It's about making choices that your future self will thank you for. It's about protecting your energy, your time, and your potential, because your life depends on it. To achieve anything in life, there's one truth you need to understand. You won't always feel like doing what you love. For example, I love painting, but there are days when I just don't feel like picking up the brush. This isn't because I've stopped loving it. It's simply how our bodies and minds work. Many of us don't fully grasp this, but understanding this truth is the key to doing anything you want. It's called mastering the art of doing, the science of action. When your dopamine levels are high, even the simplest tasks can feel nearly impossible. For instance, something as easy as grabbing a remote to change the channel might seem like a huge effort. This happens because our brain is overloaded, making it difficult to focus or act. The secret to overcoming it: lowering your dopamine. To make it easier to take action, you need to reduce your dopamine levels. If you've been overstimulated, whether from social media, gaming, or eating junk food, your brain gets stuck in that high dopamine state, making it harder to focus on tasks. Here's how to lower your dopamine instantly. Cold exposure. Take a quick cold shower or splash cold water on your face. This helps reset your system and reduce dopamine. Deep breathing. Use techniques like box breathing or the physiological sigh to calm your body and reduce cravings for instant rewards. Remove high dopamine triggers. Take a break from distractions like your phone, junk food, or loud music to let your mind settle. Low stimulation activities. Engage in a calming activity, like staring at a wall for a minute or practicing slow breathing, to shift your brain into a more balanced state. Once you've lowered your dopamine, even the toughest tasks will feel more manageable. You won't need to wait for motivation to strike. You'll be ready to act, and that's the real secret to achieving what you want. And I do this all the time, especially when I'm feeling overstimulated. After just 10 minutes of a dopamine reset, I can focus and tackle even the hardest tasks. In fact, when I wrote this script, I took a quick shower to bring my dopamine levels back to normal. And here's the message I need to share. No matter what you do, you'll end up loving it once you reset your dopamine. Everyone struggles with motivation these days, even for small tasks. People are lazy, not because they want to be, but because they're overstimulated and haven't taken the time to reset their dopamine levels. If you take what I've shared and apply it, you'll feel like a superhero. You won't have to worry about productivity anymore. If you found this helpful, don't be lazy. Like this video and make sure to subscribe for more.